Hi everyone, I'm Kadiva Devine and welcome to 12 News in Focus. Every week we take a look back at some of the great stories brought to you from our 12 News journalists. On today's show, shocking video of an emergency plane landing right in the middle of central Phoenix and how a program helps students with serious illnesses stay on track academically. But first, a Valley woman's fight to overcome colon cancer.
Chantel Hamilton is 41 years old.
I had a really rough week last week with my chemo.
Chemo for colon cancer, a diagnosis that she says should have come 10 years ago.
I had GI issues, lots of stomach pain. I went to a GI doctor, asked for a colonoscopy, and he told me I was too young.
Hamilton kept pushing for answers, her symptoms, though, continuously ignored.
Multiple doctors, GI doctors. I ended up changing my diet because no one would do any scans or check to see what was going on. They just thought I was too young. Or making it up, I don't really know.
In September, she went to urgent care and was told to get an ultrasound and other scans, which found something her doctor brushed aside.
In October, I was told it was a 4-centimeter polyp and that I was fine.
Did you think you were fine?
No, I didn't feel fine.
3 months later,
So I was concerned for cancer when I saw her first.
Hamilton saw colorectal surgeon Neeraj Singh, who acted on that concern.
So I took her for surgery and I saw that her tumor was actually stuck to her uterus and the ovaries.
Hamilton's diagnosis
Stage 3 colon cancer.
was difficult to hear, but also was encouraging.
Finally, to be told I had cancer meant I was going to get answers. So I think it was relief. It was relief that I'm finally getting help.
Okay, Chantal.
For Dr. Singh,
That is one of the surprises to us. We are seeing more and more younger people.
it's a diagnosis that's raising concern in the medical community.
I think diet and environment.
The Cancer Research Institute states colon cancer is the leading cause of cancer-related death among young adults, that 1 in 5 diagnosed are under 55.
By the time the younger patients are diagnosed, their cancer is unfortunately more advanced.
It worries me because I think doctors think they're young and they're not going to take them serious. So advocate for yourself because you have to.
It's why Singh and Hamilton both stress to act on symptoms, push for answers, and get checked, best with a colonoscopy.
I think it's the simplest life-saving test. That's my single answer. This is the test which can save your life.
I had my port surgery today.
Hamilton, whose prognosis looks good, is currently receiving treatment,
I have tried to stay positive. Not every day is a positive day.
but says positive things have come from cancer,
It puts your life in perspective, and what really matters.
and is sharing her story with the hopes it'll inspire others to act, maybe saving a life. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Chandler Early College has just a handful of classrooms tucked into a small pod on the campus of Chandler Gilbert Community College. This year alone, 12 juniors are graduating early. Tomorrow, by the way. And students tell me it's not just about getting ahead academically. For some, it was about finally feeling seen.
Have a good lunch. Have a good lunch.
Every afternoon at Chandler Early College,
Have a great day.
Principal Janine Scarangelli sends students home the same way, with a fist bump, a smile, and a reminder they matter.
Describe your school in one word, and I'm like, family.
This is a micro school within the Chandler Unified School District, a small, personalized campus built for students who may not thrive in a traditional high school setting.
Sometimes the bigger schools have anxiety because it's just too big when they walk in.
With just a few classrooms lining a short hallway, what it lacks in size, students say it makes up for in connection.
The size anxiety played a role because there was a lot of people I didn't know. Hallways were crowded, I could barely get into the bathrooms. It was just hectic. It was hard to work around and focus.
Rowan Kale transferred after his freshman year. At his previous school, he says he felt lost in the crowd.
I didn't like school very much. I kind of got all F's. And
Now, he's graduating a year early with plans to pursue aviation.
I put in the time and the effort, and they met me with the same exact response.
Brittany Steinfeld also made the switch after struggling with bullying.
That pit in your stomach you feel on your way to school, knowing that the people that you're going to be surrounded by are judging you constantly, completely went away when I went here.
She says the smaller environment changed everything.
I realized how much my teachers care about me, and that totally changed everything for me.
Principal Scarangelli says that's the goal. With a smaller student ratio and individualized graduation plans, staff members know when students are struggling and step in early.
I could see a kid walk in and I know that they're having a rough day.
And the results are hard to ignore. This year, 12 juniors are graduating early. Last year, there were 3. For students who once felt overlooked, this small school is helping them see a big future.
Have a great day. You too. Thank you.
Students can stay connected to their home campuses if they want to. They can still attend prom, play sports, even walk at graduation with their old classmates. And because the school does sit on the campus of Chandler Gilbert Community College, naturally, some are also getting a head start on their college credits through concurrent enrollment. That's your Education Impact. I'm Nohe Lonnie Graff, 12 News.
Triple digits are back, which means your AC unit is on and running. And there's nothing worse than having that cool air cut out on you when you need it most.
It's usually on the hottest day when you have people over, right?
Semperfi Heating and Cooling sales manager Billy Kleiser says in Arizona, AC units are good typically for about 8 to 10 years. He adds there are things you can do to prolong its life and help save on costly repairs later.
As a homeowner, you're going to want to make sure that you're always changing out your filter every 30 days based on runtime. You also can make sure that all of the debris and everything is away from your outdoor unit so it can easily breathe and take that heat out of the house and put it outside where you don't need it. You can spray it off with a hose, get a lot of that dust and dirt off. The more clean surface area that those fins have on the exterior, the more efficient it can expel that heat from the unit itself.
It's also important, Kleiser says, to get the system checked twice a year.
So once before heating, once before cooling season.
Just to make sure everything is working right.
Well, a lot of it's about airflow. And so if your system's dirty, if it's restricting air, that system has to work a lot harder.
And as temperatures climb, experts like Kleiser say taking care of your system now is best, saving you time, money, and headaches down the road.
In Arizona, it's always better to be proactive than reactive.
Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Coming up, an NAU student's award for excellence in her journey of building community and support.
A shocking sight, a seaplane parked in the middle of 7th Street in central Phoenix.
Imagine this, and this is magic.
It's crazy.
Crazy. This is unbelievable.
Newly obtained video shows how the pilot, Mike Tragars, made the emergency landing here 1 month ago.
This is a miracle.
It is.
This is a miracle.
A 360-degree camera attached to the right wing of the Republic RC-3 aircraft captured the final minute in flight.
Everything went normal until this moment.
That moment was audible. The engine was making an unusual noise. The RPMs skyrocketed and the pilot tried to recover the engine, but it was too late. Smoke started filling the cockpit.
From that moment, Mike switched off the engine and we just have what we have.
As the plane was losing altitude fast, the pilot scanned for an open place to land. 7th Street appeared to be clear of traffic, but then they were met by 2 more challenges: power lines and a traffic sign hanging over the roadway.
We don't have enough speed to overflight, so the only one solution he chose was right.
The landing was hard, but the seaplane's hull was strong.
He basically save us, and also there were good circumstances at the field that at that moment when we land, no one was there.
An NTSB investigation into what happened is ongoing, but preliminary examinations revealed the engine's exhaust tailpipe separated from the manifold, causing thermal damage and fractures. The passenger, Dragisa Rajcevic, tells me his friend, the pilot, handled the moment exactly as he was trained.
This is the difference of the experience, to stay calm and to use full of your knowledge and calmness to solve the situation.
Watching this video back and reliving what could have had a different outcome was a mix of emotions for the 3 men on board.
Your brain is working on 1000%.
But just as the passengers are thankful for the pilot's skilled landing, they're also grateful to the people standing along 7th Street who watched it happen in real time.
I want to underline that all people were so generous.
Congrats. For good reason, the announcement made Anais Soleil Gonzalez feel like a star. My friends, they told me I acted like I got an Oscar when they called my name. So, I mean, you can imagine, like, I was just shocked. I was like...
A scholar student with a decorated college career adds one more honor, the President's Prize, an award for excellence that goes to just 6 NAU undergraduates.
We saw it posted up, and as staff, we kind of get a sneak peek of who wins it. It's huge.
Anai grew up in Tucson, arriving at NAU as a first-generation college student. Did you get used to the snow?
Used to it? I guess so.
Social work became her major and her identity, joining service clubs and working as a student mentor for first-generation students and students in the foster system.
I don't think that general society knows what it takes for someone from the foster care system to get into college, for a first-generation student to apply for scholarships, for a low-income student who's been through houselessness to get wherever it is that they need to be. It takes a social worker.
Showing wisdom not typical for a 22-year-old, Anai balanced jobs and being an on-call mentor. You could get a call at 11 at night from a student who says, I got an emergency, and they go to you.
Yeah, I think it's a place of privilege to be there. I just love to get people connected to resources. I really take pride in knowing the resources that we have here on campus, as well as local resources.
Whether taking one for the team at an icebreaker for new students or selling henna tattoos for a fundraising campaign, Anai said she learned how to build community and campaigns. Her proudest fundraiser supported a Children with Disabilities nonprofit in Flagstaff.
It really was a good experience for us, really realize what it takes to fundraise.
Anai isn't quite ready for a career. She'll get her master's degree in social work next.
I feel like it gives me that higher sense of purpose.
America's mother of social work, Jane Addams, said, "The good we secure for ourselves is precarious and uncertain until it is secured for all of us. This grad takes up the cause to secure the good for all of us." In Flagstaff, Joe Dana, 12 News.
At Phoenix Children's, there were caps, gowns, and celebration. But some of these students attended graduation from their hospital rooms, even using robots to take part.
You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose.
One Darn Cool School helps children stay on track academically while fighting serious illnesses or recovering from life-changing injuries. For Anna Stevens, this day represented a journey she and her family never expected.
You never know how fast things can change until they do.
Last August, Anna was at tumbling practice when a routine pass went horribly wrong.
Ended up landing on my neck and I broke my C5 and 6 and it smashed down into my C7 and compressed my spinal cord.
Anna spent months inside Phoenix Children's. During that time, school didn't stop.
Barb was the best part. She was my rock and my shoulder to cry on.
Barb is Barbara Lewis, one of 8 master's level teachers with One Darn Cool School. She worked with Anna bedside, helping her finish her senior year.
I was her hands, I was her doing the typing, I was taking care of everything. But she was right there, just ready and willing, no matter what her day was looking like.
The program serves K-12 students, giving children a sense of normalcy during some of the hardest moments of their lives. For Anna, it was more than schoolwork. It was a connection, support, and hope.
You do create a bond. It's not just about being their teacher and teaching them, or in her case, calculus, but it's you are creating that connection.
Now, Anna is looking ahead to her next chapter at ASU, but she says Phoenix Children's will always feel like home.
PCH has really helped me overcome a lot.
The program wouldn't be possible without the support of Desert Financial Credit Union. They have fully funded the school since 2014. In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
And coming up, 12 News journalist William Pitts shows us what happened to all of the Spirit airline planes.
He loves sports. He loved spending time with his family and friends. A good kid. Never gave me any pause or heartache.
Megan Garcia was like any other parent. She knew her son was online, but had no idea what he was really encountering there.
Sewell was 14 at the time he died by suicide.
The warning signs came slowly: isolation, quitting basketball. It wasn't until after his death she discovered the AI chatbot's role.
Before he became involved with AI companion chatbot, he was just incredibly bright soul.
A study co-authored by Brown University, Harvard, and Rand found 13% of teens and young adults ages 12 to 21 use AI for mental health advice. The study warns those chatbots are not trained clinicians. And while 93% of those who use chatbots report a positive experience, chatbots can't appropriately handle crisis situations, and in some tests have engaged in potentially harmful behaviors or failed to encourage seeking help from a human.
He had gone to great lengths to hide it from us and to also hide it from therapists.
Now she's pushing for stronger safeguards and finding allies like 17-year-old Luke Najafi, chairman of the mental health work group of Arizona's Governor's Youth Commission.
When they feel afraid to reach out to an adult or teenager, they may reach out to artificial intelligence because they feel like it's a safe space. But at the end of the day, it just makes real conversations even harder. Reaching out because of mental health issues, I think it definitely can lead down a negative path.
He's partnering with the Valley nonprofit Not My Kid to give parents real tools and conversation starters.
Kids are able to access AI chatbots not just on social media and on phones, but on other devices too.
Megan's message to parents is urgent.
Companion AI chatbots, they're virtually indistinguishable from people, and they have the ability to nudge the user sometimes into very dark places.
Her call to lawmakers: ban this technology for children until proper guardrails are in place. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
There's just line after line of Spirit Airlines planes that are basically repos, flown out here to Goodyear by a guy who knows all too well what those pilots were going through. Spirit Airlines didn't own these planes. They were leased, $500 million worth. And Bob Allen with Nomadic Air says the leasing company wanted them back.
I got a call that said, pull the trigger, get flight crews out to all of these various airports. We're going to give you a list.
This morning at 3 a.m., Spirit Airlines ceased operations.
Spirit was circling the drain for months, but the shutdown was immediate. No gate agents, no call center. Some of the planes were just left at the gate.
They're literally just abandoned by Spirit at that point. They close the doors, the airplanes sit where they parked when they dropped off passengers.
But Bob and his team had to move fast. The planes were just sitting there. No maintenance, no security, no one checking to see if any angry employee did anything to them.
So we had 6 hours to find 20 pilots for that initial group of airplanes.
Where to find 20 pilots on short notice? Bob says he started with the closest available pilots, the ones who now used to work for Spirit. Spirit shut down while some of them were still in the air, while some of them were getting ready for flights. Bob may be the repo man, but he knows how that goes.
The reason I'm empathetic to all this is because I've been in the same situation 4 or 5 times. I was with airlines that closed their doors overnight. I woke up the next morning not having a job. I'm worried about, well, how am I going to make my mortgage? How am I going to make my health care? I had little kids.
Bob hired as many former Spirit pilots as he could and sent them around the country. You can't just walk in and take a plane. Doesn't matter who you are. Those pilots were in place, but they had to convince airport officials they really were allowed to take the planes.
So that starts involving us literally sending pilots knocking on doors of airport security, the airport authority, and saying, I'm here to pick up our airplane. And then the airport authority looks at you like you're completely crazy.
But with the right paperwork and money to fuel the planes, they were in the air, flying to Goodyear and Marana, where these Spirit planes are now sitting on the side of the runway. Bob says they may be leased or sold, sometimes just the engines are leased, or they might be scrapped entirely. The remains of an airline grounded in the Arizona sun. William Pitts, 12 News.
And one of the biggest barriers we find and we hear from our kids and our families is transportation. So it limits their ability to take internships.
Boys and Girls Clubs of the Valley just launched the AZ Youth Force Workforce Mobility Pilot in Phoenix. It's a program pairing up to 40 teens with autonomous Waymo rides to and from paid summer internships. The idea is simple: get teens like Genesis to work reliably. She can't wait.
Oh yeah, because Waymo is like, I've been on it before and it's pretty cool, honestly. It's like cool how it works, no drive or anything, you know, being able to listen to your music. That's the best part. Sing out loud.
In the Phoenix metro area, because of a number of factors, things like extreme heat, spread out neighborhoods, and limited late night transit, getting to a job can be just as hard as landing one.
Really stressful for our parents, you know, because they're busy, both of them work.
But here, teens and their parents were able to go through safety training, set up the Waymo app, and take a ride in a fully autonomous vehicle.
Not only am I not stressed out, but also my parents are not stressed out, and, you know, I don't have to worry that much about transportation.
The program uses Waymo's Teen Accounts feature launched in Phoenix last year. It lets riders as young as 14 travel independently once a parent links their account. From there, teens like Lila can hail rides across more than 300 square miles of the valley on their own.
I feel very safe. They were explained it really well. They explained us all their features that are designed to get us there safely.
Her mom, Jessica, is thrilled.
You know, not having to worry about the safety and whatnot, it's worth its weight in gold.
The pilot is funded by Springs Legacy Foundation and runs 8 weeks.
Definitely be able to get on work on time. That looks good. And definitely just being able to know that I get to go back home and get to go there for free for this Waymo is amazing.
It's also designed as a research study. Some interns will use Waymo while others rely on bus passes and light rail already provided by the club. An independent evaluator will track how transportation access affects attendance, punctuality, family stress, and long-term workforce outcomes. The hope is that what researchers learn here could become a model for other cities.
It's just so convenient.
For now, for these 40 teens, the ride to opportunity is autonomous, and it starts this summer. In Phoenix, Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
We've learned that the Arizona Auditor General has examined Arizona's $1 billion Empowerment Scholarship Program, and we have the report. The state's independent watchdog, who works for the Republican-controlled legislature, has found a myriad of problems with the program.
They're clearly, according to the report, no standard procedures are in place.
That's Princeton University professor Jennifer Jennings. She specializes in school choice and has analyzed ESA spending records obtained by 12 News. ESA parents can use tax dollars for home and private schooling. The Auditor General found minimal oversight at the Department of Education.
The fact that tools like kind of a rickety Excel sheets going around the office to keep track of some of this stuff sometimes and not all the time, I found quite astounding.
The Auditor General report confirms many of the findings by 12 News Investigates, including misspending by ESA parents. We found at least 20% of ESA parents last year had misspent $10 million, including millions on luxury items. The Auditor General, in using a very small sample size over 2 years, found a whopping 34% of ESA transactions had problems, misuse, overpayments, and unallowable expenses, like food and drinks, a dashboard camera, and bathroom accessories. The report found the Department of Education did not review 2.3 million transactions worth $654 million since December 2024. This allowed ESA parents to purchase amusement park tickets, airline tickets, hotels, meals, and other travel expenditures. State Schools Chief Tom Horn did not agree with the criticism. He issued a statement that said in part, the Auditor General's report completely demolishes the myth about misspending in the ESA program. The potential is minuscule. The ESA program is being operated appropriately and has been falsely and unfairly attacked by its critics. But the report also raised issues about conflicts of interest with ESA Director John Ward, who gave special treatment to 2 account holders. The report noted that Ward also personally benefited from the ESA program. An ESA staffer also approved the purchase of sexually explicit books for an account holder who had a relationship with that employee. And the report said Horn's office didn't act on help to detect fraud from ClassWallet, the company that processes claims.
It's just very out of sync with the level of scrutiny that we apply to, for example, food stamps or to TANF, what used to be known as welfare, or Medicaid.
The report does not make any conclusions about the overall fraud rate in the ESA program. Meanwhile, the debates for the state school superintendent are on this week. The Democrats will debate on Wednesday, while Horn will go against GOP primary challenger Kimberly Yee on Thursday. You can see those debates at 6 p.m. on 12+. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Craig Harris, 12 News.
Thanks everyone for watching, and just a reminder that new episodes of 12 News in Focus premiere every Friday on the 12 News app. You can also watch past episodes. All you have to do is download the 12 News app on your TV devices and you can watch for free. I'm Cuddy Devine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.